He was like
Yeah.
he was a radio talk show host. Hang on, I've got it on my website.
Okay.
He was a former
Yeah.
Navy guy apparently, but he became a super hardcore conspiracist, and he came to believe that the government was faking UFOs in order to stage like a coup or something like that, or some world crisis that they could. Bill Cooper,
Oh, he got in a shootout?
yeah, he died. I think it was there was an active warrant for his arrest, and then the deputies tried to serve the warrant, and he got into a shootout with them, and one of the deputies was actually shot in the head. But
Oh my
Cooper
God.
definitely died.
What? This is on your website?
Yep. Well, I didn't talk about that aspect, but I just it's there's a connection to the Bob Lazar security badge, the one that he says was given to him as part of his work at S4.
Yeah, the white and the light blue one.
Yeah, and the role of
Okay.
John Lear and Bill Cooper. Let me just give you the link in case you wanna. I'll just put it
Yeah.
into the.
That is absolutely I didn't even know that that had happened. Um, whoa. So the shoot, do you know, I'm sorry, I might have missed it. What was the shootout over?
It was a arrest warrant. I think it was over unpaid taxes because Cooper was very much against paying taxes to the federal government, and I think he joined some militia as well,
Okay.
some possibly right wing militia. He wasn't a
Okay.
white supremacist or anything like that, but he did believe in some of the New World Order conspiracy theories that people like Timothy McVeigh believed in.
Okay.
And
Yes.
he was heavily into UFOs for a while. He thought that they were ET, but then he came to believe that they were government manufactured. And he had a falling out, I think, with John Lear over this issue.
Okay. Okay.
And then he basically became a recluse.
Mm.
But anyway, that's not
Okay.
what the article here is about. This is more about the Lazar ID badge
How he got his hands on that badge.
or how he got the
So,
idea for it. Yeah.
and you're convinced Lazar is a total fraud, right? Like
Oh, yeah.
that's where you're
There's
at
no
with that.
doubt in my mind.
What
And
was the thing that did it for you? Like what pushed it over the edge for you?
it's cumulative. So it's like the fact that he lied about his education. You don't do that in academia. If you're a
Now,
physicist, you don't need to lie about your education.
does
Um,
the could the government erase that?
no,
I mean,
because
you don't think that would be possible?
he would have been in the yearbooks for MIT and Caltech, and those yearbooks. He says that he was at those institutions in the early '80s.
Mhm.
Those would have been distributed to alumni, right? Thousands of alumni,
Yes.
and then they would have taken them around the country with them when they moved houses or whatever, gave them to their families. So there's no way that the government could track down yearbooks, obviously, because
Right.
in order to suppress that, you would have to believe that the government sneaks into the houses of everyone with the yearbooks, erases Lazar's name, and puts them back. So that doesn't make any
Okay.
sense.
Okay.
Then there's the fact that Lazar named people at MIT and Caltech who never actually worked there, but who did work at the high school he went to and the college, the junior college he went to. So he's
Oh,
obviously just, thinking about people who were his teachers, but not at those institutions.
right.
Obviously, they've got no record of him. You could make the case, I guess, the argument that they expunged his records, but then they would also have to intimidate everybody who knew him there to
Right.
not talk about him.
Right.
He doesn't have a single shred of documentation in his own possession for ever taking any courses there or having any master's degrees. He doesn't produce his master's thesis. The very topic of the master's thesis that he says he got from MIT was magnetohydrodynamics, which was very popular in UFO documentaries from the 1970s and 80s. You'll see mentions of it multiple times.
Magneta?
Magnetohydrodynamics. So it's a way that you can propel a craft and in water, a submarine, using like an electromagnetic field to essentially push against the medium and to kind of drag yourself through. And some people claim that that's how the UFOs operate.
Okay.
Right. So that's like a popular trope in ufology. And if you go back to, and you can find these on YouTube, these documentaries, they mention that proposal. And that's definitely where Lazar got the idea to include that trope, because it resonates with the broader UFO community and the other tropes that he brings in, like the Zeta Reticuli reference, which is obviously well known from the Betty and Barney Hill case, had already become popular by then. Various tropes about how the aliens might have engineered humanity during its evolution, that they modified the DNA of the simian ancestor.
Right.
That was an idea basically from ancient aliens lore and some Jews at the time, which explicitly, was saying that the aliens came here, they designed humanity from a common ancestor.
Oh, and this is still very
that's still very much believed by a lot of these folks.
Yeah.
Lazar, let's see, he also claimed that there was an altercation between the gray aliens at S4 and the security personnel. That story had already been circulated by, I think, Paul Benowitz and maybe John Lear, who were talking about the Dulce base, right? Where there were claims that the aliens had gotten into a shootout or an altercation with the commandos who had gone into the base to try to rescue humans who had been kidnapped or something.
Yeah.
So that story had already been
Thunder Service.
And then there's Schneider. Yeah.